Video 3, what did Hal Hoole know about the champions of his day? About how they would stand and how they would use their vision for seeing cue ball, object ball relationships for the purpose of pocketing the ball with center cue ball. In video 1, we looked at the offset line. Video 2, we looked at the perception line. And in this video, we're going to look at visual sweeps. The first setup, common to video 1 and 2, has a home base alignment of inside quarter to core with a perception line of center cue ball to the outer quarter. Now, when a pro player sets up for a shot like this is a very common setup. You're likely doing it yourself if you're a good player. When you set up for a shot like this, these two lines do not represent shot lines, but these two lines signal something to you intuitively. You're getting a signal because of the number of balls that you've shot. You're getting a signal based on this perception line that tells you that you need to move your body this way so that your eyes can sweep this way, or that you need to move your body in this rotational manner so you can pull your eyes this way. So this setup signals to me to bend this way. Now the reason, technically, a little bit of the reason for that is because this perception line gives me a read intuitively, subconsciously, that this cue ball object ball relationship is thin to this pocket. So in order to pocket the ball professionally, we'll call it, I'm going to have this bending movement like this to arrive at the shot line. Now for the next setup here, a typical cut. Our home base line is inside quarter to the outer quarter of the object ball. Sometimes these shafts get a little bit stubborn. And then the perception line is from center to the outer edge of the ball. So when a pro player sets up with this shot, this is typical, this is natural, it feels great, it looks great. I'm picking up a intuitive bit of knowledge that tells me to move this way or to move this way. You see, when a pro player looks at this setup, they're going to get a read, a visual read, that this ball is thick to the pocket. So the movement that will follow is a rotational movement that can be seen in the form of the left shoulder coming around this way in order to professionally pocket the ball. Now, what I'm telling you about these visual sweeps is something that can be observed. If you go back and look at a Willie Mosconi, Jimmy Karras video, you can see Jimmy Karras's visual sweeps just as plain as day. The players of the day, you can watch the top players of the day and you will see them executing this type of movement, or you will see them executing this type of movement, a bending movement or a rotational movement that takes them to their shot lines. That's another topic. So let's look at the thin alignment here, which has a home base alignment of inside quarter to the edge of the object ball. And of course these things aren't exact. It's a little bit tedious to set them up. And then the perception line runs from center cue ball to a quarter ball away. Now, so when a top player lines up to this shot, it's something like this. And without exception, you're going to see this for a right-handed player. It would be the opposite for a left-handed player. Without exception for the right-handed player, you're going to see this left shoulder turn into this shot. That's the visual sweep that takes them to the shot line. So when you're watching professional players play, you can observe this. I was the first to point these visual sweeps out back in 2007 and 2008. Hal Houle was aware of them decades earlier. So this is going to conclude video 3. In video 4, we're going to take a look at bridge beat placement and, oh boy, the half ball pivot. Guess what? Professional players are doing a half ball pivot.